talk about how hard it is even to make that run, because like you said, it's like as if you won a national championship. I've heard college coaches who've won national titles flat out say making it to the Final Four is impossible, and they've done it. And they say making it to the Final Four is impossible. What does a statement like that even mean to you, who's done it, who's made it to the Elite Eight?
It's just random because you're playing against teams from different conferences that you don't have much preparation for, playing in arenas you haven't played in all year, and it's just, it's a different level of, preparation and just trying to figure out the best way to give yourself the best possible chance to win, because it's like you don't know who you're going to be playing against, and you have each weekend. You have one day in between to prepare, and that's nothing in the grand scheme of things. And the styles of play between the conferences are so different. So you might be used to one style of play in the Big 12. You play against a Big 10 school or ACC school or SEC school, and it might be not like anything you played against. Mm-hmm. Or it could be like stuff you played against, what makes it even harder because there's so much parity between the teams, mm-hmm. where it's a toss-up between who's going to win. And it's just to get to survive and advance is the best way. Like the motto is survive and advance. Yeah. It's the only way to really describe it. Right. You're just trying to have 1 point more than the other team by the time that buzzer comes off.
Most definitely, man. Your teammate Marquis Nowell, he set the world on fire. Set some NCAA tournament records during that tournament run. What was it like to be a part of that and be on the court, be spectating, et cetera, et cetera?
There's no one that deserved that year more than Marquis Nowell. From being, everyone's from New York. They knew the kind of stigma that he had growing up playing basketball, hog, bad teammate, no one wants to play with him, to being with him for 2 years straight every single day, seeing how hard he worked, seeing that chip he had on his shoulder, seeing how great of a teammate he is, seeing how great of a passer he is. To see all those dreams that he's had that no one believed he could do, not only do them, but surpass them that year, being Bob Cousy, taking a high major team to the Elite Eight, being the best point guard in the country, doing all those things, there's no one that deserved it more, and there's no one maybe other than his father or his brother that would have been happier for him than me. Just seeing him and being with him every single day, seeing what he really put into the game is just an amazing thing to witness.
Nah, he's a ridiculous worker, and always been. I remember when we would be down in Mellow Gym before us knowing him or anything like that, and you'll see him on the other side getting it in with his brother and stuff like that, shooting them logo threes as a sophomore and all of that stuff like that. Definitely would say that his game grew because, for better or for worse, there was a point in time where, he wasn't a facilitating guard. He wouldn't necessarily make the certain read that you're supposed to make. And then throughout his later years of college, it was like he brought into that concept of, I could feed guys and I can still get mine.
Yeah.
And it was it was something to see. What was it? Some of his passing, he made some really high level passes. Were there times where sometimes some of his passes, a teammate wouldn't be ready when he fire it your way?
Nah, we had gotten so used to it at practice, we knew even if we don't think he sees us, he sees us. So we have to be ready at all times. And, we got accustomed to just being ready at all times because we knew he was always looking for us. We knew he was going to find us one way or another. So I don't think it was a matter of, sometimes not being ready and stuff like that, because he would always talk to you too. He would come out his way after a game or before a game or in practice, to let you know, he saw you, even if he didn't pass it to you and made a different read, he'll let you know, I saw you, so next time be ready because I might hit you next time. So.
Got you. And then you guys had Keontae Johnson as well. He's coming back after a 2-year hiatus from the game after collapsing on the Florida Gators floor, and he was probably headed to be a first round pick that year, the year he collapsed. What was it like being around him? What kind of guy was he like to bounce back from something like that?
No.
And what was it like to see him, to be able to witness?
No, he's a great teammate, real humble. You could tell he, has a great grasp on things, and the talent was through the roof. I remember his first practice playing live in 2 years, and I'm seeing like he doing this after not playing basketball, after having a heart issue, and like just some things just really just God given, and it's like you can't do anything with just being awe. And he was unselfish, you know. He had no problem letting other people take the shine, but at the same time, he would always do things that no one else on the court could do, from in terms of athleticism, in terms of scoring, and just, you know, one of the best players I definitely played with in my basketball career.
Most definitely. How was it to witness seeing a dude come back from that? Like, now this is your teammate, this is your brother, and you know what he's just been through, and he's shining as well in the tournament and everything like that. How gratifying was that? It's
amazing because you can't even imagine what they went through to have gone through a literally life-threatening situation where not even play basketball anymore. You don't even know if he's gonna be able to live life as a regular human being. So to see him do these things on the court, you could tell he don't even take it for granted no more. He's just grateful to just be playing basketball. So for him to do all those things, and like I said, like with Marquis, for him to surpass what he probably thought the year was gonna go and how good he thought he was gonna play, is just extremely gratifying to see someone like that have the year and just, you know, finish his college basketball career in that manner.
Most definitely. I gotta ask, man, that the joint with the fake play call, whatever, is that a real play, or what is that? What was that about?
Nah, it was a real argument. It wasn't a play.
Oh, it was a real argument.
It was a real argument. We had a slice series, which was the Iverson series, and I think Coach Tang wanted slice 1. Marquis was like, nah, I'm not doing slice 1. He wants slice 21, because slice 1, it's not Marquis getting the ball. Marquis 1 is 21, where he passes it to someone, and he comes back and gets it and gets in the ball screen. Mm-hmm. But then, that's another crazy thing is Marquis and Keontae, their chemistry, they never played together before, and you would have thought they played together their whole life. For Marquis to be arguing with a coach looking this way and see Keontae cut back door and just throw the oop and he catches it reverse. I remember seeing it on the bench, like I couldn't believe what just happened. With a minute left in the game.
Yeah, that was nuts, bro.
It was crazy. Bro. It was crazy.
Nobody could believe it. I didn't see him. I'm watching the game in the crowd. I see him looking at coach. So, and then I just see him throw the ball. I'm like, what are we doing here? Yeah. And then I see your guy go up. I'm like, whoa.
Crazy. I got a 2K or something. Like, it's crazy.
I thought that was a play call. So it was an argument.
It was a real argument.
But he just see in live action, someone is open cutting, so he just throw it.
Marquis is good at, amazing at spontaneous plays and reading and reacting. And credit to Coach Tang, too, because he gave Marquis, the autonomy to be able to, be that coach on the floor, even if it was in a disagreement with what he might have called. Like, he gave Marquis that ability to, kind of wave him off a little bit and do his own thing, which is a great testament to allowing Marquis to have the year he had, too.
I want to ask you something about Tang, too, because I see even after y'all year, he's continued the thing with the midget guards. Why do you think it is that he rocks with that?
He just loves dudes that, work hard. He really loves people that want to bring the best out of themselves, and he feels like smaller guards, because of the chip on their shoulder, they're willing to do whatever it takes to, become the best version of themselves. So I would say that's what it is, because he just loves, people that will do whatever it takes, and small guards tend to be those type of people.
Understood. Now, though you had successful season. When the season ended, you had one more year of remaining eligibility, the COVID year of eligibility for guys who were in school during COVID. You decided to enter the transfer. You decided to enter the transfer portal. Why did you decide to do that after having such a season?
For me, I went into that year, not knowing how things were going to go, had an idea, things went one way. I ended up working back into a way where, I earned my role. I earned everything I got that year. And I felt like because I earned everything I got that year, despite what a preconceived notion might have been and what he might have envisioned was going to be my role, I felt like all I wanted was just a little bit of assurance, knowing like he is looking forward to me being a part of what he's trying to build for the next year. Not even necessarily like, I had to be 1A, B, or C, but just, I wanted to have a good idea what my role was going to be going into the next year. Mm-hmm. And when we had that exit meeting, he was real honest with me. He kind of told me my role was going to be the same. And for me, I just, after going through that year in terms of things, you know, you never know how good a team is going to be. I kind of didn't want to do that my next year because, you know, he had to recruit a whole new team. You telling me before you even have the team that you envision my role being the same when you don't even know all the pieces yet. I didn't really, that's not really what I was looking for that year. And then also, you know, that I just wasn't what I was trying to do. So
understood.